Alright, y'all, so today I'm out here in downtown LA, photographing and covering a protest. It is for everything that's happening with Venezuela. And if you haven't been watching the news, pretty much Trump has been like taking down a bunch of drug boats and stuff coming to the US, but then he's also been like moving the Navy and stuff closer to Venezuela. So a lot of people are scared that he's gonna try and do a land invasion. So across the nation today, people from all different cities are coming out to protest. So I'm at the one here in downtown LA, so yeah, I'm gonna be covering it.
I sent their dogs for completely separate their families to the people of Los Angeles. We saw students all across the country walking.
So I'm a proud Amazon Teamster, and I'm proud to stand with all of you today, demanding no war in Venezuela. Education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Thank you.
I'm a proud member of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, part of the Los Angeles District, and we're here to stand in solidarity with all the organizations and all the people that came out here to demand no war on Venezuela. You know, Trump is increasing his attacks. He's increasing his attacks on Venezuela. We've seen him increase his attack on immigrants. And it's important that we unite all our struggles. You know, the struggle for against police crimes, the struggle for immigrant rights, the Palestinian movement for liberation, unite all these struggles. You know, the workers' movement. So it's important that we unite all these struggles and we fight together because that's when we win. When we unify each other. We just came back from a conference in Chicago, and one of the biggest takeaways from that was unity of action, not of idea. We might not all agree on the exact same tactics, on the ideology, whatever, right? But one thing we can agree on is that things need to change. We need better, we want better, and we're gonna fight for better, right? We're willing to fight. We don't want a war in Venezuela, we want peace.
Our government, then they treat us like animals. They put us into cages, they deport our families, they tear apart children from their mothers, and for what? What is it all for? What is it all for? It's all for money. It's all for greed. It's all corporate greed. And we say hell no. No. We say absolutely no to the war machine, to the deportation machine. And we understand that the war on Venezuela is directly tied to the attack on immigrants right here in the United States. Is that right? Yeah. Because we understand that we came here because they were there. We came to this country not because we wanted to leave our homelands, not because we wanted to be far away from our families, but because they destabilized our regions. Shame on them! Shame. And so many Venezuelans, many Latin Americans have had to flee their homeland because of the hybrid wars, because of the sanctions, and we say no to sanctions. No to the sanctions that starve our people. No to the sanctions that take away the right that we have to build our countries, to develop our cities. No to sanctions. And no sanctions right now. And no sanctions right now. And so while Trump and his administration is trying to wage a war on Venezuela, he's doing all that. And while what is happening to our people on ground? People are not able to pay their rent. People are suffering to make ends meet. People are losing health care. Our schools are getting defunded. Our people are suffering right here in LA, all the way to Ventura County, all across California, and all across the United States. Shame. Shame. But they think that their priority is war on a sovereign land. Shame on them. Shame. But they let us starve while they continue to destabilize Latin America and the entire global South. Shame on them. Shame. And we say absolutely no to this. We are going to continue to stand with Venezuela. We are going to continue to stand with Palestine. We are going to continue to stand with Cuba because these countries deserve to live in peace. They deserve to make their own choices far away from U.S. imperialism. El pueblo unido, vamos a ser vencidos. And it's going to be us that makes the system different. It's going to be us that takes down this current system that is oppressing us. It's oppressing working class people right here in the United States. It's oppressing the entirety of Venezuela, Peru, Latin America, and the entire global South. And so it's going to be us who saves the people. We need unity, we need organization. We need to come together beyond our differences, and we need to stand up for what is right. And for what is right, it's a different world. A world that is not based on capitalism and greed and corporations taking away our resources for their commodities just for them to get more yachts or whatever it is that they want to do. We need to come together so we can fund the people's needs, not the U.S. war machine. That's right. Are y'all ready to march in the streets of LA? Are y'all ready to march? Let's take to the streets of LA. Let's show Venezuela.
Hands off Venezuela!
Hands off Venezuela.
Hands off Venezuela!
Hands off Venezuela. No blood for oil. Hands off Venezuela soil.
Hands off Venezuela soil!
No blood for oil.
No blood for oil!
No blood.
Venezuela!
Trump's lies, can't you see?
Lies, can't you see?
No more bombings in the sea.
No more bombings in the sea!
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime!
Bombing Venezuela is a crime.
Bombing Venezuela is a crime!
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime!
Bombing Venezuela is a crime.
Bombing Venezuela is a crime!
Treason. Endless war. The whole damn city. Hey, ho, ho. U.S. wars have got to go. Bombing Venezuela is a crime.
Bombing Venezuela is a crime!
Bombing Venezuela is a crime.
Bombing Venezuela is a crime!
Bombing Venezuela is a crime.
Bombing Venezuela is a crime! Hands up, Venezuela! Hands up,
All right, so right now, pretty much the whole protest is just kind of marching. They're probably going to City Hall, but I'm not 100% sure. It's probably like a couple hundred people. It's not like too big, but it's a decent size. And yeah, they're just marching right now. They have people blocking off intersections so that no one gets hit. No one's doing anything bad. No one's fucking knocking shit over. No one's breaking stuff. No one's doing anything bad. It's a completely peaceful protest.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
All right, so the protest is over. Overall, it was probably about 2 hours long, 2.5 hours long. They started at Pershing Square, then marched to the City Hall, which is that building right there. It wasn't a long march. The protest overall was probably like 200 to 300 people, so it was a lot easier for the crowd to move around. But overall, the protest was against pretty much the military action that Donald Trump is initiating in Venezuela. What a lot of the speakers said was that the Trump administration is initiating it by saying, we're going to go in there and take down this big drug dealer. We're taking over their boats, we're destroying their boats, stuff like that. But in reality, they said that the reason they want to go there is because the oil companies and all these rich elites who benefit off a lot of these wars that the U.S. has started in recent history. They said that they want to go in there and get their oil. So the big thing they're talking about is like no blood for oil, no war for oil. They had speakers who were veterans who served in Iraq. They had a veteran who was talking about how he was manipulated into going and fighting in Iraq to stop, the weapons of mass destruction, which ended up all being a lie. And he said that he regretted it, and he said that they lied to a bunch of people. He's saying that right now all the rhetoric that is being said by the Trump administration, he's saying that it's the same thing. They're just talking about how like the U.S. and these elites and are pretty much just manipulating everyone to want to go to war with Venezuela, but in reality it's like they're the only ones really benefiting off of it. Also too, the big fear is that he's going to launch an invasion on the ground, so like using actual boots on the ground. So that's pretty much what the protest was about. It was saying, listen, we don't want no war in Venezuela. That's not going to benefit the everyday people. The elites, they're rich, they're separating us, and they're gonna try and make us want this war with Venezuela so that the elites and the rich can go in, get all these natural resources, oil, set up their companies, shit like that pretty much. And that's what the speakers were talking about. That's why they were saying that they were out here protesting. I know a lot of the time, to be honest with you, like I've been doing this for 5-6 years now. News, media, a lot of the time they over-embellish or they over-exaggerate shit that happens. They try to say, oh, it's violent, stuff like that. It was a completely peaceful protest. No one was vandalizing stuff. No one was doing anything. They had leaders and different organizers who were stopping traffic and make sure they were doing it in a time efficient way, so no one was just stuck at intersections. In my personal opinion, I think that we've been lied to a lot by the U.S. government in the past. As far as when I was a little kid, I remember watching like footage of like the Iraq War and shit like that, and hearing about, oh, they have weapons of mass destruction, and I was like, oh my god, this is so scary. In reality, there's no WMDs, there was no weapons of mass destruction, there's none of that bullshit. They fucking lied. They manipulated a lot of the country into going and fighting this war. A lot of just normal people, got sent over there to fight the war because they were manipulated. A lot of daughters, sons, fathers, brothers, everything were sent there and they were killed. And if they weren't killed, they came back with missing limbs or PTSD. And I think that this is the beginning stages of another Iraq war, in my opinion, just because like the rhetoric and the setup and everything that they're doing is very similar to the beginning stages of the Iraq war. So it's just one of those things where it's like it's not going to benefit us. It's only going to benefit like fucking oil companies or probably corporations. And it's like, dude, like we have all these problems in the U.S. that aren't getting fixed. And it's like they're going to spend all this money on a war, and they're going to try and convince us. They're going to try and convince daughters, sons, brothers, cousins, friends, everything to go fight this war for these oil companies. And it's just like, fuck no. I think everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows, like, okay, this isn't a war to take down this drug dealer president and this cartels. Because it's like, if that's the case, why the fuck aren't they invading Mexico? Because that's where a lot of drugs come from, right? Why aren't they invading China, who's sending all the pharmaceutical, the fentanyl, to Mexico, right? They're not doing that. They're using it as a fucking excuse. And yeah, honestly, I don't think a war on Venezuela would benefit us at all. It would put us in a worse spot. Like, dude, like all the problems we have here in the U.S., like the money could actually be used for something good. We send all this money to these other countries when we have so many problems here, dude. So many problems. You have poor people on every side, every race, everything. You got poor ass fucking white people in Arkansas. You got poor ass black people. You got poor ass Mexican people. You got poor ass Venezuelans here. You got poor ass everything here, right? We have all these problems. We should not be going and fighting some dumbass war. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. I understand how the media does lie to us a lot, all these big news organizations. It divides us, it makes us fight more, it makes us hate each other when literally we're all the same, like they said. Whenever I come out to these protests, I try my very, very best to not let my opinions get in the way. So that's why I'm out here. I'm out here to show you guys the truth of what's really going on, what's happening. I'm going to document it unbiasedly and show you everything that happens. I'm not going to be manipulating videos to make a side look good, to make a side look bad. I'm going to be showing you exactly everything that goes on. I'm going to be here on the ground no matter what it is, no matter what's going down. I'm going to be out here showing you guys the truth. We are very divided, and I just want us to understand each other, and I want us to be all on the same page. So yeah, this is Mateo Mendiola, done here at the protest today. No matter what happens in America, what happens in the U.S., wherever I'm at, I'm going to come out here and show you guys the truth. So